Hi, I'm Luke.
And I'm Ellen, and welcome to Show of the Weekend.
This week we were thrilled and grateful to take the wrapping off our silver play button awarded by YouTube for passing 100,000 subscribers. Oh boy, what is this? Please tell me it's spelled correctly.
It is. It is. Congratulations.
Oh no, they missed the E on Xtra. Oh, no.
To hit that milestone took a lot of support from you guys. Thank you so much. And it also took a lot of, teamwork and pulling together on our part. I think we went really well together as a team, don't you think, Luke?
Yes, we've really learned to, but then someone said we should do a Pokemon catching race.
I'm gonna try and get a Jigglypuff. Yeah. There's so many here. Why did we have to start over there?
Well, I don't know. I just followed the Gen 2 pokes. It's not my fault they dried up.
So mad right now. So mad right now. Andy, would you tell Luke that it's time to start the show?
Luke, Ellen says it's time to start the show.
Ellen, tell Andy that... Damn it.
Show of the weekend, show of the weekend, show of the weekend, show of the weekend, show of the weekend.
I guess we can be friends again.
Yeah.
A temporary truce. Ellen, you've been playing Prey.
Yes, I have. I got a little bit of a advanced hands-on with like the first hour and a bit of the game.
Tell me everything about it.
Everything, oh God.
Not everything.
Have you got an hour and a half? That's how long
Let's make it like the top line.
I went through a door and then I turned left and then, no. Prey. Prey was a game that last year, my first ever E3 that I went to, like Bethesda, announced it and it looked really cool and everyone was like, oh my God, this looks great. Now, people who were
it's like Bioshock in space.
Yeah,
right?
It does. It's actually ruining
Nothing wrong with that.
The point that I was gonna lead up to later, Luke.
Awkward.
Such teamwork.
Such teamwork. We truly are a symbiosis of entertainment prowess.
Yes, Luke.
What,
it is a bit like Bioshock in space.
I won't interrupt anymore. I won't have any more ideas.
It's fine, you're Anyway, when I saw it last year at E3, I was like, oh, this is quite good, it's quite spooky. They focused on the scary parts in that initial trailer. Because the thing is, with the game, your enemies, you have no idea what they're going to be. And that is the big scary thing, because the main... Could
be your own hands.
Yeah, no. The main enemies in the game are the mimics. You meet other versions as you progress through the game. We saw a very brief view of a phantom, which are the massive ones, which still can be anything and then turn into a big phantom from what I've seen of
regardless
gameplay.
Of the size?
Yeah, so just the phantoms. Not when you get the huge ones. The huge ones are the ones that turn up.
They need something bigger to hide in, like a bath?
They're even bigger than that. Have you seen them? They're they'd fill this room.
What's bigger than a bath? Why can't I think of a single thing bigger than a bus? A bus.
A bus.
A bus. Would they fit in a bus?
Possibly, yeah. The mimics being able to turn into anything means that you kind of walk around the game going, I do not feel at all relaxed. You're just tense for the whole time. And actually, I mentioned in my Prey video at the capture event, when I encountered my first mimic, the first one that was near me, I screamed in a room full of, people going to play the game for the first time. And it wasn't oh God. It was a really nothing.
You fainted dead away.
Yeah. Heavens! But it wasn't anything refined. It was just in a room full of people. I'm just so glad everyone was wearing headphones. But,
like a fear grunt.
Yeah. I know. I made a noise, realised what I did in a room full of people, and then immediately burst out laughing, having dropped my controller.
Sure.
There are lots of these moments where you're like, where is it? Is it here?
You can keep an eye out for mimics, and you can sort of guess what's a mimic because it's sort of out of place.
Right.
There was a bit in a locker room where there were 3 shoes. And I'm like, shoes don't come in 3s.
Nice try, mimics.
Yeah, and the shoe turned into a mimic and jumped on my face.
And you were vindicated, even in your moment of mimicking.
I was being strangled by the mimic. I was like, ha! I knew it.
I knew it. This was obvious.
Someone in the comments of the video was like, oh my God, medikit mimics. There were some that disguised themselves as weapons. So a gun can turn into, you think, precious ammo, oh God, no.
Could it be a gun that you've been using for years? And then one day
that is a very patient mimic. My approach to mimics when they appear is just getting my trusty wrench, which is another kind of like Bioshock link, and just going. But like, you don't have stamina, like you have limited stamina, so you have to be really careful to be like, then run away a little bit and then go. Like, that's how I deal with real life.
It's true. You should see her open a door.
I got very worried at one point because some people have said about the mimics looking a little bit spider-like.
Which obviously would be a problem for you.
Which would be a really bad problem for me. Andy described them, I think, as like smoky head crabs. Like they
sounds delicious.
Try new smoky head crabs.
With garlic butter on that. Yeah.
That is more their movement. They're not so spidery in movement. But I did have a real kind of like no moment when you get locked in a bit between two doors and then you see a guy get murdered by a mimic and then it starts to separate itself. Basically this one mimic turns into 4 and you can see it splitting in front of you, and there's a bit where it just has it's just like a black lump with lots of legs, and I was like, no, and then actually when it split into 4, I went, I'm okay, it's good, it's good. I was actually relieved that I was going to have to hunt down more mimics than deal with like a spider.
Deal with one spidery mimic.
Yeah.
Ooh. It's interesting you talk about that clearing the room thing, because whenever I'm playing a horror game, obviously we've had Resident Evil 7 recently, and my tactic with that was always, you walk into the room and you're like, is there anything in here? And you sort of look around, but if there isn't, you're like, oh.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'd react if any old piece of environment could suddenly like
turn
reach
into a
out
horrible black spaghetti monster.
Like squid ink spaghetti.
Yeah, that's literally what I said in the comments of that video.
Yes. I knew I hadn't thought of that. You have an idea and it's like, this isn't mine. Hope it wasn't anyone in the room's joke. Let's run with it and see. That's what happened there.
I will call you out on stealing my puns. But yeah, going back to the Bioshock thing, which you also stole from my tweets. So
It's going terribly.
People who played System Shock, and then you've got your Bioshock, and now it seems like Prey is kind of the follow-on from that in terms of you are in a place isolated from the rest of the world, hundreds of thousands of miles up in space away from the world.
This is where space is.
Yeah, it's up there. You're walking around with like a past you. It's like an AI created from your past collected memories that you have been recording and built for yourself, and it's called January. And I'm guessing it's called January because you started it in January and just went, I'll just call it that. And so
I do that all the time.
You've got
well, obviously not all the time.
What, create your own AI from your past memories?
And call it January. I don't write in notebooks much, but I have a lot of notebooks, and I always begin them with like the best of intentions.
Yeah.
It's like June, and then that's literally the only word in the thing. But I'm imagining that I'm going to have an archive of notebooks, and I'll be like, where was June 2013? I think, yes, here it is. Yes, page 100.
June,
yes. No.
Nothing else.
So, yeah. So is the AI assistant January like, hello, I'm January, and then she turns off and that's it?
No, she actually helps you through the game, explaining things to you because, she is your past self. If you're playing as a lady or if you're playing as Dude Morgan, then it's a dude talking to you.
Dude Morgan.
Dude, totally rad.
It's just like this bro talking. Like,
so what's up? There's like these like mimics things. I don't what is that accent?
Well, I don't know.
I can do a California.
Large.
There are these like big monsters who like want to like.
Large percentage of US viewers.
They're not all Californian bros. I think they would appreciate a British person doing a crap accent. Bless.
I don't think it's just the Californian surfer bros that would have been offended by that.
Okay, whatever.
Apologise.
Anyway, back to January.
Back to January, yeah.
She gives you advice as you're walking through the level. Very much in a similar way to Atlas in the Bioshock game. So like
but in space.
But in space. And then also the other link with Bioshock is like you go around and there's the neuromods, which is get a needle. You get a needle that you just find and you inject it into yourself, which is like another thing that you tend to do in Bioshock. You just inject yourself with stuff.
Unhygienic.
And you find these little kiosks, inject yourself, get a neuromod, and suddenly you have an extra ability, which is very much like in Bioshock with the different abilities you take. You plug it down.
With the tonics.
The tonics
what
and
they call
everything.
The
Plasmids. But also, I said it was like if Bioshock and Dishonored had a baby in space. Because it is made by Arcane Studios, who made the Dishonored series.
Bad place to have a baby.
There's the simple thing of you bring up an ability wheel like you do in Dishonored, and the character models are very much stylized. They've gone for the not looking exactly like humans and kind of trying to worry too much about that. They've just gone
that style.
About like good world building, interesting looking characters, horrible space monsters. Like this, you can tell sort of how Shadow Walk in Dishonored.
It is reminiscent.
It's very reminiscent of the mimics moving around. So like they probably used a little bit of the engine from that for that. It just looks quite intriguing. Like I got to the end of like the little demo where you go to your old office and you find like the tape of past you kind of explaining, because what it is when you install a neuromod, great, you've learnt new things, but when you uninstall them, it also takes away all the memories, I think, from that point, which is why you've been waking up over and over and over and over and over again on the same day, like a really scary version of Groundhog Day. And
what was that film? I think it had Drew Barrymore in it.
50
First Dates. Is it like 50? Is it like the film 50 First Dates?
I went for a classic comedy with Bill Murray.
And I went for a classic comedy, full stop.
With Adam Sandler. It seems like you've been there for quite a few years. Like this whole thing has been built around you so that they can keep testing you. There's like this added level of not only have you got to watch out for the monsters, but you've got to watch out for all the kind of bureaucratic tape. Because also when you're watching your video and your past self is about to tell you everything, your brother cuts off the feed and is like, sorry, it's too early for you to know this. And you're like, what? What? No, I need to know more.
I can't let you listen to that. Not until I've had a chance to explain everything in person. For now, just... Damn it. I have to go. Just sit tight. Please.
Thanks, bro.
That was quite, like, I think the story's intriguing enough that scaredy cats like me will kind of push through and
worth it for
like try and find out what is, you know, at the bottom of this mystery. It looks really good. It's something that I am actually really looking forward to.
When's it out? Do we know roughly?
It is out in May. I think it's May the 5th that it is out. So
soon.
That is my summer completely gone. But I think it'll be good. I think
nice
fans,
try, sunshine.
Yeah. I love Dishonored. I loved Bioshock. Thumbs up from me. So yay. But Luke, what have you been playing this week?
I have, of course, been playing the latest Pokemon Go update. Generation 2 is here, people!
Yeah!
But I'm not going to talk about it, so I think the best way to understand it is for me to quiz you on everything PokeGo Gen 2, as we say in the Poke business.
Damn it, it's all on me now.
Okay, Ellen.
Okay.
I'm bringing out my laptop for this.
Ooh.
It's when you know a quiz is getting real serious. You're right to be terrified. Okay, Ellen. Pokemon Go, the phenomenally popular mobile monster hunting game, has received its first major update. There are around 80 exciting, fresh new pokes flooding into the game.
Yeah.
Ellen, Generation 2 introduces 3 new starter Pokemon from Gold and Silver. Cyndaquil, Totodile, and what's the other one? Chikorita. That's the other one.
The leaf, you said.
The other one with the leaf. Which would be your Gen 2 starter?
Oh, right. Probably Cyndaquil,
Why?
I think. Because I seem to remember it making quite a cute noise.
Should we find out what the noise is?
Yeah.
Sounds like a malfunctioning printer.
Yes, and if a malfunctioning printer was available as a starter Pokemon, we'd choose it.
So you go Cyndaquil.
I think I would go Cyndaquil, yeah.
Reasonable choice.
Yeah.
Reasonable choice. You know, I went Charmander in the first game, obviously.
Yeah.
Then in Gold and Silver, I went for Totodile.
Yeah,
And
little crocodile looking
I
thing.
think I'm just drawn to the reptile-y ones.
Yeah. Maybe because of all your scales.
This week that said that Charmander is statistically the worst starter Pokemon.
Well, I released a thing this week that says it's the best Pokemon.
He's weakest to the most gym leaders. How about that?
We're like, oh, which of these? Okay, right, Andy, this is you. You're in Professor Oak's lab, and they're like, which starter Pokemon do you want? And you look at Charmander, and you're like, God, that's an adorable Pokemon. I've immediately formed a bond with it. But hang on, let me just Google where I'm going next. Water, rock. Don't think so, Charmander. On the scrap heap. You're coming with me,
Yeah.
Bulbasaur.
That's why, no, Bulbasaur.
Squirtle.
Squirtle. Look at that little turtle face. What about when he wears sunglasses?
Well, when he wears sunglasses, I think he looks intimidating. I don't like it.
Well, if you're going to be intimidated by a foot-high turtle wearing sunglasses,
Which
I
I
can
am.
help you.
That's fair. Choosing Charmander does make life hard.
Yeah.
His tail's on fire, it's cool. If that fire goes out, he dies.
Yeah.
Which is not great.
It's a little bit of a weakness.
Yeah.
If it rains.
It's a massive weakness. Yeah, if it rains.
Give it a little
Andy
umbrella.
would be surfing along on his Squirtle, and I'd be like, mine died. Ellen, Generation 2 of Pokemon Go introduces 2 new berries that you'll use to capture Pokemon. Nanab berries slow a wild Pokemon's movements, making them easier to catch, while Pineapple berries double the amount of candy you get from a successful catch. My question to you is, which would you rather have mixed into a long cocktail?
Well, Nanab is obviously like a banana type
Yeah.
one, and then pineapple is obviously pineapple.
So-
So pineapple.
Well, you say that like it's so obvious. Lots of people don't like pineapple.
Oh, I love pineapple. It's the best.
I love pineapple.
It's also excellent on pizza.
Pineapple on pizza, I say, yeah, it's
We
delicious.
can still be friends. Tuna is the only thing that you can put on seafood.
No,
Or
not-
anchovies.
Not the only thing. You can put all sorts of seafood on a pizza.
Anchovies.
No,
Anchovies. Prawns are nice on a pizza.
no.
I mean, technically, it's just stuff on bread. It's just like you get a sandwich.
yeah.
You get a sandwich and open it.
Oh my
That's
God,
really
she's
rubbish
right.
pizza.
Pizza's just stuff on bread.
It's all a big scam.
It doesn't matter what the toppings are. Pokemon Go Generation 2 will introduce you to loads of new Pokemon that will seem strange to you. You'll have to make quick-fire judgments about which new monsters you want in your squad. Ellen, if you had to run a cafe with one of these new Generation 2 Pokemon as your business partner, which would you choose? Now I'm going to give you options here. Sneasel. This is what Sneasel looks like. Second Pokemon who you can run a cafe with is Wooper.
Wooper, yeah.
Wooper's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
And then the last choice is Swinub, who looks like this. Which of those 3 Pokemon would you like to run a cafe with?
I mean,
There is a correct answer.
I would say Sneasel, even though technically that doesn't sound good. Like, it sounds like you'd have to put sneeze guards over everything because that's what it sounds like. It does all the time.
It does, yeah.
But it's got cute long ears and it has hands.
Useful.
Very importantly. Wooper, now from what I remember from Pokemon Black, I think he's like water and ground. So he's like muddy. I don't want like muddy stuff everywhere. He's a great squad member. I used him a lot in Pokemon Black for fights. He's great. But
But you wouldn't go into business with him.
wouldn't go into business with him.
That's fair.
Swinub is just like a weird hedgehoggy looking thing.
So
but
that's a hard no on Swinub.
I mean, I don't know, he just kind of like wanders around and I just think,
Yeah.
he'll just go around sniffing all the food because that seems to be all he does. Like, yeah, I think this is the sneezy one.
Sneasel.
Sneasel.
Unfortunately, Ellen, that was the wrong choice. The right choice was Swinub in
Why?
answers that I've determined based on their Pokemon Go Pokedex entries.
Right.
Sneasel scales trees by punching its hooked claws into the bark. This Pokemon seeks out unguarded nests and steals eggs for food while the parents are away. So not only is it going to have its claws in the cash register, it's going to be eating all the eggs. So good luck serving a full English.
Well, I'll just open a vegan restaurant, it'll be fine.
Wooper was also the wrong choice. Wooper usually live in water, however it occasionally comes out onto land in search of food. On land, it coats its body with a gooey, toxic film. Ugh. Good luck getting that past health food standard
might poison some people.
Swinub is the correct choice because it roots for food by rubbing its snout against the ground. Its favourite food is a mushroom that grows under the cover of dead grass. This Pokemon occasionally roots out hot springs, so not only could your cafe have a spa element, but it would always have mushrooms and dead leaves if you wanted them.
Great. I could put like the tray on its back. I could like stick a tray on its back and it could run around and deliver everything. Everyone has to take their own things off, but you know.
Oh, that would be really cute. And it kind of like went up to the table like, and you were like, I think that's my orange juice, thank you. And then it went off to the next place. It'd be good, wouldn't it? Ellen, the new update to Pokemon Go introduces loads of new forms of evolutions and new ways to evolve your favourite Generation 1 Pokemon. Ellen, now that Generation 2 is out, describe your next evolutionary stage. So this is you now. What's next? That's what I want to know. If you evolved, what would you be like?
Taller, probably. So that it'll be easier when we're in shots standing next to each other. So it's not like
I could just evolve to be smaller.
Yeah, you could do. But usually Pokemon, it's like they get bigger and bigger.
Yeah,
they
that's
get
true.
taller
That's
and taller.
true, yeah.
Maybe, I think, an evolution that means that I'm actually good at video games.
You're good at video games now,
I am, but like even better. Like there are some.
Well, now I think you're being a bit vain. I've swung the other way. I was like, no, you are good, Ellen. And you're like, no, I know I'm good, but even better.
No, there are certain games that I can play, and then certain games, because, you know, there are some games where I'm not as well practiced as others. And so I'd have like an evolution where I'm like, oh, suddenly I can be #1 in the world at shooters or strategy. Like suddenly I'm the best at StarCraft or whatever.
So you'd evolve into kind of like rapid clicking, actions per minute Pokemon. You'd have like 7 arms and they each have a mouse attached. Does that sound good?
No, I'll just say, next evolutionary form, I'll just have wings. I'll just be able to fly anywhere.
Yeah, that would be good.
Done.
Also hover at the same height as Luke for the shot.
Yeah, I can just hover. It's fine.
It'd pick up
It'd
the
be
wing noise on the microphone, so it would be like. I imagine like hummingbird wings. Yeah. We'd have to shout the whole.
Hi, welcome.
Hi. You just like bobbing up and down, like occasionally drifting out of shot.
Wait, sorry, no, I got back.
You'd have to keep stopping to drink like a gallon of nectar. Ellen, much has been made on Show of the Weekend, the show that you and I are doing now, on the ethics surrounding Pokemon and whether or not it's fair to catch and battle Pokemon at all.
Yeah.
So, Ellen, of these 3 new generation Pokemon, which is arguably the least ethical to catch, and can you guess why?
Right.
Okay, first up, Murkrow, Teddiursa, and finally, Sentret.
Yeah.
Which looks like this.
Okay.
So which of these do you think would be least ethical to catch, and can you guess why?
Well, Murkrow is like a dark flying Pokemon. So it could be that, you know, it needs to be able to spread its wings and fly around and be free. And if you...
Well, all Pokemon want to be free.
It might be, you know, if you take a dark Pokemon and then put it in a Pokeball where it's dark, the darkness then consumes them and it's just very sad.
Yes, it could be.
It could be that.
That is exactly the kind of messed up thing that would happen in Pokemon.
Teddington might be okay.
Teddington?
Teddington. Yeah, that's my nickname for him. Teddington. Sir Teddington.
I love it. Sir Teddington. Like, what does Sir Teddington evolve into?
Oh...
Lord
Surbiton.
Lord Sir Bearton.
Sir Bearton. This is a really niche joke for people
London
who know
district
Surrey.
joke.
He's like a teddy bear, so it might be okay if you like. He's like, yeah, no, I want to hang out with people. It's fine. So I'm kind of getting a little kind of like weird Pokemon Care Bear vibe from him, really. So it might be okay. And then Sentret. Whenever I've found a Sentret, they don't look happy.
Right.
Like, they don't look happy to have been stumbled across. It's kind of like, just like, when it looks...
Do that face to me, not the camera. Wow.
Like, just a little, why? Face.
Not even going to resist the Pokeball, just...
So I kind of feel bad about capturing it, but then it's really cute. It's like a little flying squirrel Pokemon.
Feel bad, but you want it. Which is the least ethical to catch?
Probably, it's going to be like Sir Teddington, isn't it, or something? But I'm going to say Sentret.
Sentret is correct.
Yeah!
Nice one, Ellen. Would you like to hear Sentret's Wikipedia? Would you like to hear Sentret's Pokedex entry?
Yes.
When Sentret sleeps, it does so while another stands guard. The sentry wakes the others at the first sign of danger. When this Pokemon becomes separated from its pack, it becomes incapable of sleep due to fear. When you catch one,
it can never sleep again.
It's just going to fear itself.
I've got like
to
3.
death.
Is that okay? Like they can hang out together in the Pokedex.
Do they form a new pack? It doesn't say anything about that in the...
No, this is like when you go back onto Neopets after having not been on it for years, and then you find that your pet is like, it's just really sad, and they don't die. That's the thing. It's just that they've been perpetually standing there waiting for you to come back. And it's just like, they're just really sad and hungry and have been in that status for like ages.
If it makes you feel any better, I'm pretty sure Sentret would die.
But it's always in your Pokedex. It's not until like you delete it or turn it into candy.
No. Transfer to the professor, Ellen. We don't talk about the talk about the mulching process.
Like, I'm gonna give you this and you're gonna give me something in return. Yeah, it's gonna be 5 minutes.
Here's some candy. It's the flavour of what you just gave me. Oh, thanks, Professor Oak. It's always the flavour of what I just gave you. How's Sentret? Can I check on him? He's tired. He's sleeping. He's tired out.
Come back later, another time. Bring more Pokemon, please.
I started that joke and you just ran with it.
So that is the end of the quiz.
Yeah.
You did very, very well.
Yay!
Generation 2 is out now. We've been having a lot of fun playing it. Anyway, let's see what you guys have been saying in the comments. Recently, we looked at some of the guilds, clans, brotherhoods, and orders in video games that simply aren't worth the membership fee.
A missing mage, kidnapped by giants, mortally wounded fighting monsters and in need of aid. Have no fear, this acolyte will not rest until his lost brother is found! Spoiler alert, you won't be waiting long. Jaskar is downstairs using his mage powers to go invisible and freak out his colleagues.
Go away, you'll ruin everything.
Real mature, Jaskar. What, are you going to stretch cling film over the toilet bowl next?
Michael McVitie reckons he's found another guild with questionable entry requirements. What about joining the Oxbox crew? All it takes is 3 pints of your own blood, a posh British accent, and dealing with Mike attempting to stealth by everyone.
Yeah, that last one is a little wearisome.
Oh, no, don't worry. He'll tire himself out. Elsewhere, I rattled through some of the creepiest things we've seen so far in upcoming space adventure Prey. However, before you can even finish the final test, the tension is finally burst when Dr. Bellamy proves once and for all that coffee is the worst.
My coffee. It's empty.
You weren't the only one freaked out, Ellen. Mr. Sam91 says, picks up mug of tea, just a spaghetti death mug, eats doctor. Puts down mug. Does no longer trust mug. Also this week, we took delivery of that precious silver play button and were delighted to find more than just a ceremonial trophy in the box.
Oh, look what else there is. Sweet free foam.
Oh my god, foam.
You can wear it on your face like a mask and become Foam Man.
Watch out, crime.
Commenter the Frankinator sees an origin story in the making.
He can do anything that he will fight crime with his. He will vanquish foes as he is the absolutely amazing Foam Man.
Oh my god, Luke, you just missed Foam Man.
Oh, no. Well, you never know, Ellen. Foam Man might be closer than you think.
Oh, shut up, Luke. Miss Foam Man. There we go, Luke. We're nearly at the end of the show. It wasn't that hard, was it?
I don't know. You do have a pretty weird concept of difficulty.
I've got 5 questions here. I'm going to start off with an easy one.
That's not easy.
Well, my words may not be accurate, but at least they're pitched correctly.
That's cool. That's probably too much. Probably too high pitched.
That's cool! That's cool! I was thinking I'd sing something from Hairspray. Yeah, our brains haven't been talking to our mouths recently.
Or our eyes.
I mean, how would we even catch Luke?
Oh, Mike.
Sorry, it's because
No,
I
it's
looked at you and I said, oh, it's Luke.
Say what you see.
My brain. Thanks for being sympathetic, Foam Man. I mean, Luke, Why did I say foam man?
Why did you say foam man? That's crazy. You're crazy. Stop being crazy. Anyway, that's all we have time for. Thanks for watching Show of the Weekend, guys. If you've enjoyed this, then why not check out some of our other videos, like and subscribe, and we'll be back next week.
Yeah, and also, if you would like to come and say hello to us in person, we will be at EGX Rezzed, which is at the end of March, beginning of April, and we're going to be there on the 1st of April, not on April Fool's, honestly. We'll be there. Come and say hello, and there's also loads of other really cool things at the event. Lots of cool indie games for you to try out, and you should come say hi, yeah? Come say hi. Please
say hi.
Be our friends.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye.
Goodbye.